Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to B-Tech Philosophers, episode 30. 30 is the new 20, but this is episode 30. Host Michael Odewale, co-host Elliot Steele. We have a very special guest in the building today.
Straight back from Mecca.
Yeah.
Joe Jacobs, you converted.
I did convert. I was in Saudi. And sorry.
Yes.
By the way, you didn't brief me about anything I have to do.
I know, sorry.
Fucking
You
amateur.
just have to speak. Amateur for your winning personality.
Fucking bring me in. Yeah, you converted to Islam. Right, great. What are you trying to do to me here? Just ease me in before I fucking say something ridiculous.
Joe is a comedian, rapper. A third thing? What's your third thing? What would you say if you had a third thing? What would it be? You don't have to have a third thing.
Writer.
Right.
That's what everyone chooses, isn't it? That's what everyone puts in their Twitter bio.
It's such a cop-out, man.
You know when someone's like actor, comedian, writer, you're like, you're not any of those.
They said that on a gig I was at. I saw a flyer that said comedian, rapper, writer. And I was like, what do you think I'm going to do during the set? Like,
I'm going to just do
start
one.
writing some verse live on stage.
Why do people have a bunch of stuff? What is this need to have people to have a bunch of stuff in their bio? What happens to just being good at one thing?
Yeah.
No offense.
Gen Z shit. You got to have hands in pies. You got to do everything.
Multifaceted, it's that Donald Glover thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Even
are you
not.
inspired by Mr. Glover,
Donald Glover. Oh,
Childish Gambino?
yeah. I mean, I don't really listen to his music, but that what's the America song?
Yeah, that's
This is
good.
America.
That's like one of the best things I've ever heard. And then he followed it up with that single, the animation one.
I feel like summer.
Those two songs give him a pass, but I've never seen Atlanta yet. I haven't seen it.
This is America. Like, it's
people tell
good
me it's good.
video. I don't just listen to the song. I would say just on the go.
Yeah, true.
I like
true, but
3005, and then the rest of his stuff I'm quite about.
Yeah. He
that
kind of.
video with the song, that's 10 out of 10. That's amazing. That's a phenomenal
Donald
video.
Glover really paved the way for like nerdy black guys. But then Kanye paved the way before that, and then like Steve Urkel paved the way before that.
Do you know what paved the way? You can't have three people paving the
Listen,
They're paving different ways.
They paved the way. They went down the path that another guy paved, but paved it a bit more.
Roads don't just stop. Someone has to keep paving.
No, they do stop. That is the whole point.
What?
What about a cul-de-sac?
Roads never stop. You never like, I'm finished on it. No, you can finish on a road. But okay, but the road on the street.
What do you think? The M1 just goes on forever, like it's an infinity road.
I'm just saying,
Doesn't
like,
just stop at Leeds.
they have paved different roads.
What did Urkel pave?
You know, Steve Urkel was like
The guy with the glasses.
the guy that did I do that?
Yeah, that's who I thought you meant, and I was like, I don't.
But then he probably remember that short Gary Coleman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, as opposed to the big Gary Coleman.
Yeah. Oh wait, the Gary Coleman. Who
You're
was,
not to get the two Gary Colemans mixed up.
and then I'm just naming a sitcom. Carlton. Everyone's been paving the way for nerdy black guys, and
Will Smith paved the way in Fresh Prince.
but he wasn't
Slapped
nerdy.
He was. He was the ultimate nerd. His music was like soft and everything.
Hey,
Like,
I'm Will Smith, and I'm here to say I'm in.
he didn't curse, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
His music was terrible.
What you telling me? If Summertime came on, you wouldn't do a little.
Nas
two-step?
wrote that.
Did
Or
Nas?
Miami. Nas wrote Miami.
Oh really?
So I hear.
I've accepted that on this podcast today, that when it comes to the rap stuff, I'm going to have literally
Take a back seat.
fuck all to interject.
No, you can interject. I'm sure. Like
Who-
I listen to a lot of bad rap.
Who's
That's
your
my
top
favorite.
three favorite rappers?
Cass is dead. I love
choice.
Cass is dead.
Wait, I met the producer of Cass is Dead.
Really?
First of all, I met him at the show. I doubt he'll see this, but I dropped the bomb. Yeah, so I met him at the Cass is Dead show. I was fucking battered. The one at Barbican, I think it was Barbican or South Bank. I was so shit hammered, and I was trying to take a poster from the back, like rip it off the wall, and this guy was just stopping me endlessly. And it turns out it was Cyrus, the producer for Cass. So then I was like, got chatting to him, and I said, yeah, I do comedy, come to a show. And he came top secret.
Oh, class.
And and after the show, he came over to me. I did good. He came over to me and he just goes, I want to speak to you about something, you know. And I was thinking, oh, here we go. Cast support slot, finally. Yeah. And he just goes, no, can you pick me up some shrooms or something like that?
I've had those moments of comedy where you get a message or someone, they're like, can you call me? And you're like, here we go.
This is the big
This
break.
is it. They're
Yeah.
about to finally. Yeah, I think I left my wallet. Yeah, well, I like Cass is Dead. I'm gonna have to throw. Yeah, you have to throw Kendrick in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you? Why?
Because
It's a white person naming his favorite rappers. You gotta put.
It's Kendrick and then Limp Bizkit. No, then it's Kendrick, because I used to not really like Kendrick, and then when I listened to Good Kid, Mad City the whole way through, I was like, this is a fucking work of art.
Yeah, he's good.
And then I've not really liked too much of his new stuff. I mean, I listen to it and I'll go listen to an album of his and be like, that's really cool. And I like the fact that he has this massive following and he goes, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. And at Glastonbury, he went out and did Good Kid, Mad City, because that's what people want to see. I hate when artists go, like Bruce Springsteen goes, I don't do Born in, I can't remember what it is. He goes, I don't do Born in the USA anymore. And you're like, that's kind of what made you famous, man. You got to give those, 60-year-olds who come see you what they want.
You're an artist, man. You got to do what the artist's soul is telling you to do.
Doesn't he do like 3-hour shows anyway? Can't he fit that one in?
It's only like 9 minutes of the.
There's so many old white people who I know are legends, but I just know I'm never going to listen to Bob Dylan. Never going to listen to
Got
Springsteen.
a couple bangers, man. Springsteen, I don't care about.
I like the what's the song from Bob Dylan? I'm in the wind. I'm rolling in the wind.
That's not how that goes.
I'm a rolling stone in the wind.
I'm a rolling stone in the wind.
No, Bob Dylan it's like
just confused the Rolling Stones with a lyric in
Listen,
Bob Dylan.
there's a lot of white people just mix it up. Like if you could like choose between what would blow up, if you could only choose one in your career, comedy or rap.
I think comedy, because I'd like to be like, as we were saying, Chappelle, just dropping in, boring people to tears and still being the GOAT. That would be nice. If you're a rapper, there's an expectation, and a lot more rappers die.
Yeah. Do you see like the way comedians party and the way rappers party and go, comedians don't party?
Comedians are fucking nerds.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a few that get on the sesh, but you actually don't want them around, really. It's kind of annoying.
It's just, basically, for people who don't know, it's going to be comedians at 4 a.m. around a table taking coke, talking about why someone's on a TV show and they're not.
Why they're not going to Edinburgh, but then they still go to Edinburgh. That sort of thing.
It's never a fun, exciting. Yeah, I've not seshed in a little bit.
I think the last time I did was with you in 2016.
I don't know. I always end up in people's sessions.
It was like a half sesh, but
was that the Fringe?
Yeah. That was my breakdown year, not breakthrough.
What did you guys do? What was the sesh like?
I mean, I say sesh. It was just
in Loft Bar, probably. Like it was.
But that was. I remember it because the day after I had a reviewer in, and following on from that evening, it was like hands down probably like the worst performance ever.
Really?
But then,
thanks, Elliot.
No, it's not. That's me. That's my demons. Then the next day, the guy showed up in the queue again, and I was like, "Wow, okay, repeat business. This is promising." He's good. I left my jacket here.
Like I said, you always think that's
That's what my career is. Just these moments. I'm like, finally, So, fuck you.
Just left a jacket. Why were you in Saudi Arabia? The home of human rights.
Yeah. I was doing a gig in Dubai, and then there was an offer to do a show in Saudi, like state sanctioned, official.
So, question: how do you sleep at night?
Well, you know what? I wanted to, like, Saudi Arabia has a terrible reputation. I was terrified. I got a text, saying, "Don't mention being Jewish." Like,
really?
Oh yeah. I was scared to go, genuinely.
Oh, you could get that some places in the UK, to be
true.
fair.
But it's like in Saudi, I feel like
a Labour gig or something.
True. In Saudi, I feel like it's kind of in the legislation. But that was my own ignorance, and I get there. I just want to see places for myself and experience them, even if the government might be a bit crazy. The people I met are all nice, but I was very scared to go. Like when I was getting the visa, they asked for all this information, like length of stay, width of neck, that kind of thing, like that.
How are you?
I did ask to go to Chop Square. You know what that is?
Where they do the beheadings?
Yeah, it's like the public area. Like,
does it smell of?
I never went, but they've got little like grates in the floor for all the blood and everything.
Fucking hell! Is that what it's like? Sort of known as Chop Square?
That's the colloquialism of it. It's probably got a real name, but the guy I went who was showing me around, the kind of expat who booked the show, I was asking, I was like, "Where's Chop Square? Can you take me?" And he goes, "No, we're not really near it." And I said, "Have you ever gone?" And he said, "No, but a few of my colleagues went." And they didn't really have a good time.
No shit.
Well, I love that. I love the idea that you say, yeah, let's go, let's have a coffee and we'll just go watch a couple of heads get chopped off. It'll be really fun. And then you watch it, you just see 4 people murdered. You just go,
Oh, it's current beheadings. I thought you just go to the area. And
No, they
that's
do
why
like
they do it.
lashes.
They go in, but I don't think it's happened. I don't. Yeah, lashes. I'd like to watch
You'd watch a lashing.
a lash because that's not death.
yeah.
A lash on the arse, 40 lashes. But
And
I
they
don't
probably
know.
deserve it. Like they fucking, they were a woman and they drove or something.
Yeah,
like,
outrageous.
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, Saudi was really interesting because it was a dry country, no booze, and
if you got a little bit, you can get some booze.
yeah, I was in a restaurant that evening after the show, and they just sneak in bottles of gin. Someone had weed in their bag. I was like,
Fucking hell, man.
they were offering me a gin and tonic. I said, no, I'm all right.
Did you feel like it was a trap?
Well, I was a bit shook.
Yeah.
I don't need a gin that bad.
Yeah,
I can go to a gulag over it.
I did because what was Dubai like? Because I've heard Dubai's like, I've heard Dubai is just basically people who used to live in the UK telling you how much they don't pay in tax.
That is what it's like. Yeah, they're a strange bunch in Dubai. I'm not sure if I could.
Where they mainly from?
The north.
Really?
Of England.
Yeah, they're from all over, but it's quite a bizarre situation, and they drink. The British really hold it down.
Yeah.
They drink hard. I went to see the Joshua fight there.
Oh fucking hell! Really?
Yeah, I went to a place that was with all the money they had. They designed it to look like a Weatherspoon, like big budget spoons. They made it look shit, and a pint of Guinness was £15.
Fuck off. What in Dubai?
Uh-huh.
That is disgraceful.
Yeah.
You're more outraged about that than Chop Chop Square.
What, I really got to get my.
That is
Hey,
true.
mate, mate, you've not got the head on that quite right.
You need a couple tips.
Fucking 15 quid.
Oh man.
Chop Chop was free, to be fair.
I was scared about Chop Chop because I am Jewish. When I get there as well, they told me before that the promoter said, "Oh, you're fine to do whatever you want." When I get to the venue in Saudi, the promoter's like, "Can you not do any jokes about women? Okay. Can you not do any jokes about politics? Okay. Can you not do any jokes about drugs? Okay. Do you have any songs? Can you not do any songs? Are you a Jew? Yeah, don't mention you're a Jew, please. All right, have a great set.
But then what's the audience?
30 minutes.
What's the audience? Is expats?
Mixed bag. There's a bunch of Saudis in, lots of people. Unfortunately, a few
Really?
women made it in.
Oh my goodness, the country's going to shit. Did you go back?
Yeah, I'd go back to Saudi. I've got a few wives to look after. But other than that, no, it was good. They had mango icy in the cinema.
So if the
Well, this is the thing. You don't hear about that on the news. They don't bring that up. They don't bring that. All they want to do is mention Jamal Khashoggi. They don't bring up the mango ices.
there's ups and there's downs. It's a country, developing country. So if Saudi government offered you a lifetime 15 million contract, only perform in Saudi Arabia,
To only perform.
Yeah.
How long would I have to stay there for?
No, lifetime.
30 years. I'm not saying you're only going to live for 30 more years, but let's say 30 years.
It's too hot.
I reckon knowing Joe within 2 weeks, he would be in Chop Chop Square.
Yeah,
Because I know that he's got the. Yeah, I love you as a comic because you've got the sort of like. When you're told
streak.
I can't be saying something,
Yeah.
that then becomes more alluring to say.
That
it.
was my biggest issue when I did the Saudi show because I had to really stop myself mentioning the Prophet.
Oh fuck! Really?
But you don't do in your normal set.
No, but just the fact that I know that if I did,
Yeah, dude, they wouldn't.
I'd do it if I had a good angle. I don't know if
I didn't have an
perfect
angle. I didn't have any angle.
Here's a picture I drew.
It was just that part of you. I just wanted to see what would happen if I just sort of, started
Yeah, I think they would. I
just
think
talking around it. I know what would have happened. Also, I should have said when they said, "Oh, you're a Jew," don't mention it. They also said, by the way, if you see a few people with straight faces looking a bit serious, they're just the armed guards guarding a couple of the members of the royals that have come to watch.
Wow.
Apparently, there's like 4,000 royals, so it's nothing too.
Oh, right, but that's still.
Came in with the armed guards.
Yeah.
That's what you need at a comedy show.
Fucking hell, man! It's such a different.
But the other thing that's good about Saudi Arabia is because everyone was like not pissed, they're a very supportive, attentive audience. I mean, I had like a couple hecklers, but they were in good spirits. Juxtapose it with England, where everyone thinks they're the funniest person in the room. I got to side with Saudi on this. It's nice to know if someone acts up, they could be fucking publicly executed. That will stop them in their tracks. I think. Bit more respect for our craft.
I'm not fully against public executions.
For
Well, we got to iron these details out.
Preeti's gone now. Preeti Patel's gone, man. Less likely.
No, but I don't. I think like public executions for certain things would be. I think there should be like a strike system. Mm-hmm. And some people, you know, if you just keep being a cunt on a night out, there should be like, all right, public execution.
Not murder.
Well, I think it depends why you murdered someone.
So let me ask you want someone to be publicly executed for being a cunt on a night out?
Surely that's just stoning, right?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, but I think that would stop because
That's all of Newcastle, man. They're just gone. Just wiped off.
Newcastle's a great city for a night out. I don't think Geordies are cunts on nights out.
Really?
I'll say this. It's like the same way. I love Liverpool, but I think what lets Liverpool down is when Scousers go somewhere else and start acting like it's Liverpool. And they just want to tell you how fantastic Liverpool is while you're having a beer in Bristol or something.
Yeah.
It goes down the fucking like, oh, fuck off, mate. I know. It's so great. All right, it's this magical city.
Elliot had beef with Liverpudlians last week.
Yeah, I did.
He insulted them.
Yeah, I don't want any smoke with anyone from Liverpool. Let it be known. Saudi, I'll make jokes about. I'm Liverpool. I love you.
I love Liverpool as a city.
Don't insult any Scousers.
Major slavery port, so I'm allowed to.
Oh, no, but they're Scouts, not English, so they're not involved.
Right.
Yeah, remember that.
So
As long as you say you're not English, your crimes are forgiven for well, it's the same as in Scotland. You know, they're a massive part of the empire, but they don't support the English football team, so it doesn't matter that half of Glasgow's named after famous slavers because they
wiped off the map.
They don't want Raheem Sterling to score a goal, which somehow makes him progressive.
As a rapper, I wanted to talk to you about an interesting story about an AI rapper,
Oh yeah, I saw this. I didn't watch it.
FN Mecca.
Wasn't he racist or something? Or
So there's
The AI?
yeah,
This
he
was a fictional rapper called FN Mecca, designed by non-black creators with AI created music, and he's apparently just got very racist very quickly once he got big on. He got signed
he got
by
sniped.
Capitol Records.
Yeah.
You've not been signed by Capitol, but AI racism rappers has been signed by
I
Capitol Records.
increased my racism. Have you ever heard of Tom McDonald on a side note?
Nah.
That's some dead shit. I know about dead rappers, but anyway, go on. Yeah, so he got signed.
Yeah, and so obviously just the algorithms were just feeding him racism, and people are calling it digital blackface, basically. And he's now been dropped. He's been cancelled. We've not gotten FN Mecca apology. But how do you feel about the rise of AI rap and the racism?
How do I feel about the AI
Rapping
rap and racism?
and racism that's been mixed up. So I brought you on here.
Yeah, it's a good question. So, well, in regards to racism, terrible.
Bad.
AI rap, I'm on the fence, you know. Let's see if they can work on that.
Do you not
iron
feel
out
like
the
it's
kinks of the
threatening
racism?
your spot as an actual human rapper?
Well, I mean, look, I'm very long in the tooth. AI rappers are probably the least of my worries right now. Just let them eat.
What about AI comedians? Well, if there's a rise of AI comedians that
That
start
would be
getting
great.
spotted.
I would imagine getting bumped off the set. But AI Chris Rockers are right.
There fucking is a bunch of AI comedians. The amount of autistic people we got in this job. It literally is. That literally is what AI comedy is.
Problematic on so many levels. I can't even-
Everyone was ADHD in Edinburgh this year.
Oh yeah, well I've got that I am actually ADHD, and now when I talk about it, I feel like I'm.
I know I'm ADHD. I don't need the test to prove it. No one's gonna fucking treat me differently. Obviously, I have it. I obviously have it.
I mentioned this on the podcast before. I was on the list for the the ADHD treatment, and I kept forgetting to go, and then not answering their calls. So they took me off the list for ADHD people, and I was like, anyone who has gone to that is a liar.
Yeah.
Like nobody with ADHD.
Yeah.
Do you get like a free laptop or anything if you get diagnosed? That's
No.
the only
Pills?
reason.
They just give you some pills.
Ritalin.
I don't think they do Ritalin, and there's different kinds. I saw a TikTok yesterday where it was like the mind of someone with ADHD, and usually I'm like, no, this is a bunch of bullshit. And I watched it, I was like, oh fuck, that's very accurate. I didn't really, because I count my steps sometimes and like make sure I have to walk on a different bit on a multiple of 5, and they were doing like a version of that,
Just
and
stupid.
I didn't realise. What was that for? That was so unnecessary. I was opening up.
Like, no, ADHD.
That was so unnecessary. I'm just, I'm there like, this is why I don't open up on this podcast.
This is why men's mental health needs help.
This is why you shouldn't open up because it's stupid. Sergi, can you do us a favor? Could you get up a little snippet of Sergi in the pod again today?
Hello.
He was on the Patreon episode last week. Sign up to the Patreon people, so we did introduce him back, and then we forgot to.
Can we get up a little snippet of a FN Mecca song, the AI racist rapper?
This racism.
But how do you feel like? I think a lot of people are upset because it is white people made this AI rapper, and he is so stereotypical. You got like face tats.
Can we stop blaming white people?
But you guys did this.
What do you mean, you guys? We made a fucking AI.
No, I got to agree with you. I
forgot to tell you. We don't have Wi-Fi, so I will have to do it on my phone. You can do it with your phone.
I'll pay you after.
Sorry.
I get what people are saying, but it's just, how were they going to know it was going to come right?
What I was going to say was, with white people and rap stuff, it is a real fine line. So I kind of think it is a bit.
Should white people rap?
Never. But no. What I was going to say was, it's a real thin line between white people just rapping and then white people rapping, and it's racist. Like, I got a bit of a bugbear with like certain comedians and people with the guitars when they take the piss out of rap and like a. I don't want to bait out comedians. When they do like, white boy does amazing freestyle, that's racist to me when I see that. Like, what are you trying to say? The white guy let me show you how it's done, guys.
Do you ever
geeky white guy kills freestyle? Fuck off.
Do you ever go on the comment of like 90s rap and it's like 0 naked women, 0 swear words, 0 drugs, 100% real rap, and it's just like, I know like a white person who's like 26,
dusty hip hop,
and like North Dakota wrote this. Do you know what I mean? Or Elliot.
No, I love
you
the
like
drugs.
the
I love the drugs and bitches.
You don't even type in a song. You just type in drugs and bitches.
I watch like 3-hour-long breakdowns on YouTube. I go to see them sometimes. There's this guy, Trap Law Ross.
Yeah.
And
I know his brother.
Really? Yeah, and he does these.
A little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Don't want to name drop too much.
I know a YouTuber's brother.
Well, he's a producer.
Whoa, slow down.
He's a rap producer.
Do you reckon we could get him on this?
I'll ask. But Trap Law Ross, I love that shit as well. It's really good. I really liked his Travis Scott documentary, particularly because it came out so soon after the shit. But I'm speaking on stuff I don't know much about, but I heard that he had, not surprisingly, like a bit of beef. He couldn't go to certain events because obviously he's like cataloguing the crimes of all these drill rappers in England.
Do you just want to explain what he does? Sorry.
Yeah. He just does documentaries about like proper crime gangs and rap shit, rap beef.
And it's detailed.
Real detailed. Like, he's talking about like London gangs and their cases and all the murders they've done. Like chronologically, like a proper detective.
So I know where to not go.
Well,
in London.
Yeah, he does ones on like 6, 7 and everywhere. Do you remember? Because 6, 7, when I was about 16, 17, 6, 7 were the first sort of drill group that I knew of that didn't fuck about. Yeah, like they were going to run up in the studio and stab you, kind of thing.
Wu-Tang, very Wu-Tang.
Yeah, but were Wu-Tang actually like that? Were they?
Yeah, they were.
Were they? You
should read the Raekwon autobiography. It's really good, but it's got a bit of accidental Alan Partridge in it as well. It's really entertaining book. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that Trap Law Ross guy, like, but he does ones on there's this when those guys in, I forget where they're from, but they did that song "Who I Smoke." Have you seen that?
No.
There's this song called "Who I Smoke" to the beat of 1,000 Miles, and the video is just them playing golf, and it is them rapping about people they've actually killed.
Yeah,
about people they've actually killed. And there's a great lawyer breakdown of it where he's like, all of these people are going to jail for self-snitching. He's like, they are bringing up cases that had been dropped because it had gone cold. And they're bringing
what was that for Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles?
Yeah.
So she, like, a lot of people are like, this is terrible. They're talking about killing people. And she was like, no, guys, this is art. And black people were like, no, they're killing black people. This is bad. Like, there's some things you cannot defend. I know you're trying to be liberal white lady. Like, no, artistic, no, they're killing people. They need to go to prison.
Yeah.
The families are very upset.
What do you make of people, especially like in London with like the way crime is and knife crime and stuff?
I love you asking me like I have a valid opinion as a fucking middle-class dweeb that raps.
More better question. How do you feel your space is in the rap world?
Minimal.
Minimal. Where did your love of rap come from?
I just like rap music's just the shit, man. I've always loved rap. Like I don't really know. I just started with garage, and then we used to do a bit of garage MCing and like get jacked every weekend, and we were like, this isn't for us.
You know, Ollie was from a black guy.
Oh, I believe that.
We created everything.
Who did? Who created Ollie Ollie Ollie? Do you know?
There's a black guy looking for his friend Ollie in the crowd. It was like,
Get the
it was. But they just do everything in rhythm. It was like Ollie, 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 and then the crowd were like, "Oh shit, I like it, oi, oi, oi." And he's like, "I'm gonna try this again." And Ollie, 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 oi, oi, black people.
And that was a. Is this like another one of those? You know, Shakespeare was black.
And he was.
You got to be like, look, I want to end racism as well. This isn't the way.
Black people and Jews have that. Like we have that battle. Like who did everything.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's settle it here.
The biggest rapper is Drake.
He is.
But we both can claim. I think he's gonna bring us together.
You can have him. I can't. Drake is annoying.
Do you not like Drake?
It's just how can he just? He's just too successful at this point. It's just, and he's still
He's
moaning.
a franchise, a brand.
I like some. Yeah, some of his songs are good. I can't lie. Some of them are good.
That last album where he was doing all the house music stuff was a bit.
I didn't listen to that
I put it on and was like, this is going to be hard to defend you here, man.
Yeah.
And this is going to be.
I find that more. He's still doing the whole underdog, and he's the biggest selling artist. Like,
He's
of
the
all time.
Liverpool of rappers, bro. I'm telling you.
It's like, man, everyone's against me. Like, no, they're very supportive of your career. Clearly, you sold out every stadium. Like, it's crazy, but I think you need a bit of that though. Like I'm
Well,
a
people
big
like
system.
people like the underdog. That's why I really love Skepta and Giggs because they were underdogs for ages. I remember when Giggs came out, like 2008. I was listening to him. I was like, this guy.
Walk in the park.
Yeah. Around that time, I was like, this guy's a genius.
Can you do a Giggs impression?
So
He's clearing your throat.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm Giggs, man.
Oh, that was way. Well, his was better than
I'm
that.
greasy. I'm from Giggs, man.
He's from Giggs. Why does he come South America? Why does he come from the south of America?
I'm Giggs, man.
Have you ever heard Giggs before?
What do you think?
Mama, I need some of them talking artists. I'm talking. What am I doing? Sorry, listeners.
But yeah, Skepta was underdog, and then he got big. And then when people, I think it's an English thing, when people get too big, everyone hates them again.
Yeah.
They turn on them.
But Skepta was one of
course.
those guys like when I go watch it where him and like Frisco are like at raves and stuff like that, and you'd watch those videos. They looks class.
But
what,
Skepta had some real bad songs for a while. Like he did Rolex Sweep and shit like that. And he was like,
Yeah, he had that video that was just porn.
yeah, all around the house. Yeah.
All over the house.
I like
It's
that
just
one.
Porn. I like that one.
I like that one.
I always think with rappers like
He went Turkish one time. He did Turkish track.
when they do like things about songs about like fucking and things like that. I always think when you go to the album launch and your parents are there and the album's playing in the background, you're and the parents are just there like, oh, did you have to?
They're probably just glad they're not incarcerated.
Yeah, probably.
Those songs can be real complex because they always be talking like fucking all night. Nobody wants to have sex all night when you think about it.
No, I find that odd in rap when I would never want to go
I
on
was
and talk
fucking
about
for
how
hours. That's a medical problem. Really.
how my dick is like so magnificent or something, which is what they do in those songs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would just feel like I'm setting myself up to fail here.
Exactly.
That's one thing I kind of wish we could do more of as comedians, because rappers can say that and it's fine. Comedians, when they talk about that kind of stuff,
What being having a big dick.
fucking all night, no one really wants to hear that. Rappers can just say their name a lot. Comedians can't do that.
Oh, American. I think like in a American black comedy, you'll see like there's like a fair bit. That's like when I first used to watch like old Def Jam and things like that, and you'd see that, especially in America, like black comedians would come on and not be the underdog in a lot of
Oh
the
yeah,
things.
Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, that was to me like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, especially in Britain, the whole point of comedy is that you are the underdog.
That's black comedy circuit in England's like that.
But black comedy circuit, like, you know, it's an event. People get dressed up for real. It's a night out. So you're not you going on there and being like, no, you gotta be like, yo, we're fucking here, motherfuckers.
Do you do many black gigs?
Not sorry. I do a few. Not many though. I didn't come up on that circuit. I came up on the white people circuit. So people who don't know, comedy in England is very heavily segregated. I'm doing like what Constantine just selling a new but like no, but there is kind of a bit of segregation. There's a black circuit and there's a white circuit or mainstream circuit. Kind of like in all different types of entertainment.
Yeah, but the circuit, I guess because we came up in London, it's a little bit different. But you go to like a Top Secret or a comedy store or something, it's not just white. Like I've always found that like such a bit of a weird analogy. Like you go to Top Secret, it's pretty fucking mixed.
That's because
now
Top
it
Secret's
is.
the best, though. They
Now
do
it
it for
is.
everyone.
I feel like comedy.
It wasn't like that when we started.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Very,
It was
very
quite.
different.
You know, it's not unregular to have like an all-white bill as some of the main
Yeah, the good old days.
shows.
Yeah.
But even you two would be left out because there'd be white guys in their 50s.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But that's what I find funny. There was this thing ages ago set up by the friend of the show, Sama Ferdos, and and she would do these things where she'd like pick on all white lineups, but some of them would be in like the fucking in like the middle of Wales somewhere, and I'm like, well, yeah, like they're amazed they could find 4 comedians who was going to come to some place 300 miles
Or
from
it'd be
the
like
city.
someone's comedian and friends. And it's like you can't try and force someone to diversify their friends. If all your friends are white, we all watched Friends. That was white. You know what I mean?
I was
Man.
running a gig briefly. I'm not very good at it, but I was trying.
I heard about this show.
Every fucking show I was disgraced. For running. You know about this?
I was at, if it was the one at 21 Soho,
Yeah.
I was there the night after what I was led to believe was an incident.
There was an incident every month. Which incident? Well,
The Finn Taylor one I heard about.
Oh yeah. Finn Taylor one. That
What
was
happened?
well. Basically, dealing with rappers is a lot harder than dealing with comedians. They're
Can imagine.
a nightmare. And on this particular occasion, so I do a show, comedy bars. I'd have rappers and comedians kind of mix it up a bit. And on this occasion, one of the rappers had look, the day after I got an email from the venue saying, look, we've had a few reports of a few incidents last night. And I said, well, what? And they said, threats to staff, threats of violence, open drug use in the venue, graffiti on the tables, someone stole a print from the toilet. And then they were heckling Finn at the end and calling him a racist,
Oh, really?
among other things. But the guy that did the graffiti, he was at the same table all night, so it wouldn't take fucking Columbo to figure out.
Who did you fucking...
They're still allowed to email you about it, to be fair.
Who the fuck did you invite? What rapper?
I mean, the idea that this guy is threatening violence and doing graffiti, you're like at the venue, well, you got him on CCTV, you fucking track him down.
Joe invited Suge Knight to his comedy. I was
I would.
surprised.
So that was just one gig, by the way. There was a few. The point I was going to make was I'd try and book mixed bills, but it's hard because women drop out and people drop out, especially people who are in demand, you know.
Yeah.
When I did my first ever launch of that show, immediately, literally the second I dropped the flyer, 2 of the headliners said, I can't actually do it.
Yeah.
One of them was Jamali. Thanks, Jamali.
Yeah, that's Jamali's. We had Jamali booked 5 times before this podcast.
You know I
until
love
he did it.
Jamali, but
yeah.
he'll fucking go do 8 out of 10 cats, won't he? Fair enough.
Oh, not even that. He'll just be
He'll
like,
just stay at home.
He'll just go to some Turkish restaurant or something. Not
By
even-
himself. Yeah.
like, and then moan at you for not asking him to come do it again. Jamali, he does this. He's like, I want to be asked, but I don't want to do
Oh,
it.
I want to go. Yeah.
That's his like philosophy on all of them stuff.
But yeah, he would have been good because we had some fucking. It was a nightmare.
So you weren't invited back to the venue?
No, they had me back.
Fucking hell.
I had
man. That's desperate.
because they were doing good on the bar probably, but as a franchise, I was in the red pretty much every show.
They got mad at Finn.
Yeah, someone got mad. It was people I know. They were just like they were drunk and just said he's being racist. I can't even remember what it was when I went for a piss and I was like, all right, that's the end of the night.
Finn can handle this. He's got this.
I come up and
Bring
it's
it
like
on.
a race war. I'm like, what did I miss?
Did he handle it well?
What? Yeah, I mean, he did fighting. It's Finn, he didn't care. But
Yeah.
that was one thing. And then there was another comedy bars. This is my favourite story, actually, when I had my agent in and he had like fucking like people from TV, like Apollo people, I think, like just like industry people. And I never have any shit like that. The show was going really good. And then we had our headline rapper. I'm not going to say who he was, but he's a very influential guy to me. It was really an honour to have him. And let's just say what he did on the stage, I've never seen anyone before or since do it. He didn't do any music. He was just reading something from his phone. He was very much on the anti-vax, anti-mask sort of tip. Someone in the audience had lost a grandmother recently, so they made that known and then stormed out. And then he kind of continued while people were just filing out of the venue. This is the last act.
Was it Flavor Flav?
No. And then I went to see the guy from television after me. He said, well, I liked it until the end. I was like, all right. So that was just
then
2.
You haven't been invited back.
No, then I couldn't go back because I just kept losing too much money.
Oh,
And I fucking really find it stressful doing it. But
Yeah.
my point was, the thing I was saying was, it's hard to get mixed bills because I try and get female rappers, female comedians, but they always cancel fucking pitches.
yeah, we've had that with this podcast where you go, we really want to get like we've not had any female guests, and you go, I want to get like female guests on, but I don't just want to pick someone because they're a comedian and they're a woman, and then suddenly I have to sit here and look.
No, but like, don't token it. Get someone who you rate.
Yeah.
So it's all well and good to just screenshot an all-white lineup, but I know from experience that white people are better than they're good at comedy. Fuck that. But you know what I'm saying. But
yeah, white people are better. They're just more reliant to turn up.
They're better for insurance policies.
you book a white boy, he's arriving on time.
Will it be good?
They're not
No.
going to want to get 6 of their mates.
It will be prompt.
You won't get a white comedian graffitiing on the table at 21, so I'll tell you that.
I love an email like, threats of violence, open
Threats of
drug
violence,
use,
yeah.
and they graffiti the table.
Yeah. I think it was all one guy as well. Just a one-man crime wave.
Fucking Dennis the Menace, man. What the fuck?
It was. I think it literally was one guy, and he was the same person that Heckle and Finn at the end. It really just went for it.
Awesome.
When I was 17, I was doing a comedy club. I was quite new. I just sort of got a little. Well, I was very new. I was terrible. I'd gotten in with them, and one night I was like to a few of my mates from home, like, what do you want to come watch me do it up in like Leicester Square? And they were like, yeah. But my mates from home were a little bit. One of them was a little bit rough. You know what I mean? He was just a bit like didn't fuck about. And we went to the show. I didn't do very well, and they were like, "We'll backs you the money in it." It was only 30 quid. They were like, "We'll backs you the money," and my mate was like, "You'll backs him?" And I'm like, yeah. He's like, "You got all that cash there? Well, you're not just going to give him the fucking money?" And I was just there like, "Oh, but I can't say it like, Dan, what are you doing?"
Because there's a part you're like, I kind of want that money.
Yeah, well, I did, but he was like, "What? So why has he got to wait all this fucking time for you? What, send emails and that?"
Like this guy.
He was just like, just give him the fucking money, innit? But he's like 18, speaking to a grown man, like, and you know, comedy, like, it's just full of nerds, innit?
Yeah, he
So
gave you double, didn't
Bro,
he?
this guy just sat there counting out the money and then fucked off and went and bought weed. And it took me like 7 years to get booked back again.
Wow.
He just wasn't fucking about, like, just staring him down, like, well, you got the money there, why are you... Oh, that's like,
Wow. I
Jesus
love
Christ.
that you took it. You didn't try and be like, no, it's okay.
No, I was like, well, I agreed with him, but I think it's that thing of what you say, like sometimes I don't know if you had this where sometimes you have mates you want to come to a show and you go, my professional showbiz self is very different to sometimes how I understand industry and how I can and can't behave around things. And some of my friends I've brought to things and been like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like here. Or sometimes you have mates who meet someone who's like off the TV and they feel like they have to be rude or something.
I always get that. Why is that? I see that a lot.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
They just sort of...
Because they're not comedians, so they just try and, like, their idea of
Oh,
banter
I'll be
is
like sharp. Or
they
be,
just try and be horrible to you because they think that's sort of what comedians.
Oh, like
Yeah.
they've seen like a podcast or a documentary, like, yeah, man, in the cellar, everybody was just ragging on everybody. And they're like, okay, I'm going to be like, do the same thing.
I have a mate I don't really speak to anymore because he's kind of become a bit of a Nazi, to put it lightly.
Should get him on next episode.
I was actually relieved when you said Nazi. I didn't know where you were going to go with that.
And he met Nish Kumar one time. We were going to that and we bumped into Nish, and Nish is like the nicest man in the world, but people sort of just see his comedy and his politics. And I was just the whole way, I was like, please don't fucking start. But he didn't really know who Nish was at that point. And now he's like, oh, bro, that fucking Nish Kumar guy. And I'm like, yeah, but like, you're a Nazi. Like, so I don't really speak to him.
Well, to be
anymore.
fair, considering he's a Nazi, interaction could have gone worse.
He wasn't really, he was on his path to Nazism at this point.
I feel like any path to Nazism and interacting with a brown man can end badly.
Well, no, because
Even on
Sorry,
the
I just want to know,
beginning.
why is he on? What's his path to Nazism? How's he a Nazi?
he's one of those dudes, yeah, who's like white, quite intelligent, but got disenfranchised and then started getting into conspiracy theories and started one time
He
trying
likes
to...
Devlin, doesn't he?
Oh, bruv, fucking loves the cunt. And
He's from Dagenham.
and then he started trying to tell me one time that it wasn't as many people died in the Holocaust as was,
Oh,
and I was like, and he was like, it's only like 2 million, and I'm like, that's still a lot of
That's
people.
a lot of
that's
people,
that's still 2 million too many. Like you can't, you know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
just, and I don't even think he believes it.
Classic bad accounting right there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, shaving off.
I mean, I maintain if I wasn't Jewish, I think I'd probably be like anti-Semitic. Because, for many reasons, but I'm into... No, just because I like conspiracy theories and shit. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I could see it happening. I could watch those documentaries, but I'd got skin in the game, so I would never be it. But you watch it, if you see the...
hey,
You know,
they're making good points. If I
Right.
didn't know my grandma, like, I don't know.
I get it, you know, like, but like everyone wants a scapegoat with shit, and Jewish people always a scapegoat. And
That's
if I
a
wasn't
good
Jewish,
question.
I'd be like, oh yeah, you fuckers.
That's a good point, actually. As a young, disaffected white man who's Jewish, what do you turn to? No, you don't have that.
Palestinians? No, I'm
You want a fatwa on me today? don't you?
Joe was doing IDF training. That's what
Oh man,
Joe's gonna plug Krav Maga.
just a picture of him with a rocket launcher.
I wouldn't ever go that far. I'd never want to train in Syria for anything.
No,
That's long.
definitely not.
My fucking girlfriend keeps going on holiday, and at one point she's going to Turkey in a couple of weeks, and she was like, "Oh, we're quite close to Syria, and there's like this day trip," and I'm like, "You're not going to fucking Syria," and she's like, "It's not as bad as people make out," and I'm like,
No, I would have a look. That's why I went to Saudi. You know, you can do like you can do North Korea like day trips. You know that?
Yeah.
They take you around. And
That
it's
guy
all,
turn up, come out brain dead.
stole the poster.
Yeah.
That's the sort of shit I would do.
that
was
went
a-
North Korea, man. I'd be so
If your
worried.
friend went North Korea, fucking hell, he would have been obliterated.
graffiti over Kipchoge's post.
just heckling a speech.
Joe gets
Your hair's fake.
Joe gets an email from
From
the
the leader.
People's Republic. Open drug use. He was heckling Finn Taylor. What the fuck's he doing in North Korea?
Hey, yo, I heard that like weed is quite legal in North Korea.
Really, it's the least of their worries.
Like,
Fucking chuff away, mate.
yeah. Do you reckon that's why they've got a starvation problem? Just people get stoned and get the munchies too much.
I'd love if like things are actually working out pretty well over there. Like they actually got a decent society. Like everyone's happy and shit.
We're all just blowing it up a little bit over there.
Yeah.
And then I have a beer. It's all good.
But they actually do.
Must be nice to have a bit of dystopia, I think. Being told, like, you know, the COVID situation probably wasn't so bad in North Korea because they said if you don't stick to these rules, we'll kill you.
Yeah, there's no
Get
culture war in
obedience.
North Korea. There's only one culture.
They had 0 cases of COVID, if their figures are to be believed. Genuinely, they were like, "Nah, we cured it," and everyone went, "Okay."
Crack on.
So we got.
you go on. Oh, philosopher of the week. You want to save that for the end or then?
No. Let's do philosopher of the week now because I saw this and I thought I'd love to get Joe's opinion. On
So this was a segment that we introduced about 25 weeks ago, but then never followed up on it. Philosopher of the week, where we take somebody just in the modern day who we feel has said something that is worth philosophically dissecting, and they deserve their flowers.
Yeah, they're poignant, they're clever,
Modern day Socrates.
and you know we want to stick to the philosophy angle of this podcast. So, and we think like a lot of the old philosophers, they're a bit wordy. They use a little bit of biblical terminology and stuff like that.
And they're all in stone because they're dead.
Yeah, and now we are bringing through the modern ones, the people that are modern days: Socrates, Plato's, Nietzsche,
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. You're not far off. This is our
Like him already.
this is our for this week. This is our philosopher of the week. His name is let me find his name because we want to give this guy. I'll name him after. Let's just play him. Let's just.
I feel ashamed when I walk through a typical British shithole town centre that smells of piss and has crack everywhere. Makes me wonder why I've got to pay over £3,000 a year in just council tax alone and ridiculous high tax rates. To live in this country with stabbings on every corner. And the saddest part is our granddads actually fought in the war to defend this shithole country, and now they've let it turn like this.
That's philosopher of the week, everyone.
Name this man. Who is this man?
He's a guy that I
Who
found.
is that for? What is that for?
For the people.
It had like an edge of could turn into Nazi into it, but like it felt quite wholesome.
I think he makes good points.
Stabbings on every corner.
His name is Luc Desmarais. Luc Desmarais. He's made his money through forex trading, and he has a lot to say about modern life. And
Nothing
I
he
think he's
said
got good
was
points.
wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing he said was wrong.
He
There
said-
is piss everywhere.
There's crackheads all
Piss
over
and
the
blood. It's like Chop Chop Alley, just everywhere in the UK right now. Do you know what I mean? So he made some good point. Didn't offer any solutions.
No.
No, he
Good subtitles.
he did have good. The editing was on point.
Paying 3,000 in council tax. Someone's balling.
Yeah, he posts a lot of videos of him in a massive house. He's on TikTok, and I think he's part of the Andrew Tate resurgence. Where I don't like Andrew Tate, but what I hate even more than Andrew Tate is now everyone who's trying to be like Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
I'm going to defend Luke. He's done nothing Tatey right there.
Okay, let's
He's just
watch.
standing up for his country.
Let's watch the next again. Philosopher of the week, Luc Desmarais. He's back. He's got more things to say. He's an intelligent man.
I never understand those people that get depressed, maybe their family member died or their dog died, and then what they'll do is they'll turn to drugs or turn to drink. It doesn't make sense to combat or try and cope with depression with something else that's going to make your life worse. What you should be doing is thinking, nah, fuck this. My life's getting shit. I'm going to get rich or I'm going to get in shape. Combat the bad with good. Don't combat or try and cope with the bad with something else that's going to make your life even worse.
All good points.
I mean, like, that's therapy right there.
I think he should be our prime minister.
If you're doing shit, why do more shit?
If you're depressed,
We could do stuff like those videos if we wanted to. We just choose not to.
Yeah.
We could all do that. I
Oh.
could do a video like that today.
You blow up.
it would go.
Would it?
It would. He does all right. He's got like 60,000 on
If you
TikTok.
tailored yours for the Jewish community, I feel like
I don't really want to do anything with the Jewish community. They're very annoying.
Well,
I stick up for them because they're
Jew.
yeah. I mean, look, I can say some Jews. They're a lot of them annoying. I was in Stamford Hill the other day. I mean, it's fucking insanity. You know, a lot of kids, the hair. Don't get me started.
I was in North London, man. Bagels, man.
Good bagels.
Good bagels.
Bagels on point always.
I think Luke makes a good point there that if a family member has died, you shouldn't get depressed. But then he also
Or
says,
your dog.
or a dog. So like,
I mean, you're
can we play that again? Just where he can
Which one? The first one or the second
The
one?
second one, because it's
second
so.
one.
He's just driving along in
Just
a
putting the world to rights, isn't he?
Hold on.
Someone dies, don't take drugs, just make money.
get in shape.
So simple. Now that he said it, it just all makes sense.
Like what is this worldview that this guy has where my dad's died, so stop being a pussy
Yeah.
and go join my forex trading
Fucking
group.
lift some weights, bro.
You get look
I
at it.
never understand those people that get depressed, maybe their family member died or their dog died, and then what they'll do is they'll turn to drugs or turn to drink. It doesn't make sense to combat or try and cope with depression with something else that's going to make your life worse. What you should be doing is thinking, nah, fuck this. My life's getting shit. I'm going to get rich or I'm going to get in shape. Combat the bad with good. Don't combat or try and cope with the bad with something else that's going to make your life even worse.
What I like is when he says get in shape, the seatbelt is cutting across his man tit. So like what? Like practice what you preach.
Why not park the car before starting the video? Like, why drive and do the video? Because he set the camera up and then started driving, probably. Why not just...
How many takes do you reckon that took him?
I feel like that was the fucking first one.
He just came from
Combat the bad with good.
That is what TikTok is now, isn't it? It is just people. It is just.
That's what he said. That was his takeaway. Combat the bad with good. Thank you. Yeah.
Why is this showing up on your algorithms, Elliot?
Because I watch a lot of my algorithms is basically Premier League goals from 2004.
Yep, Benjani.
Call of Duty, insane Call of Duty kills, and then I'm obsessed with men's help stuff, but really bad advice with it.
Yeah.
Like there's this. My favorite one is this guy called One Man. We'll get him on for Philosopher of the Week next week. One Man or something advice, and it's this bald dude who sits in his house going, "Yeah, I fuck girls, but it hasn't always been that way." And he's just saying stuff that's not. There's nothing. If you broke it down, you're like, you haven't said anything like that. Combat the bad with good. All right, how? Why don't you get rich? How?
Yeah.
Like what?
By getting in shape. He laid the keys, man. The keys are there.
But all right,
That's what I mean about if we could do it. It's just saying words. He just had a bit of weight behind what he said. It was completely meaningless.
Bit of music.
Yeah. Well,
Music.
does it?
Subtitles was important.
The subtitles were on point.
The subtitles were good. We can't take that away from him. I want to slag him off, but I won't slag off the subtitles. Game
Like the
recognises
Chinese moderators who are looking at your TikTok. You're on a lot of red flag lists. Just
You should see mine. Man. I just watch nonce things exclusively.
They're the best, isn't it?
well, like nonce hunters.
Nonce hunters. I know everything. I know the ins and outs. I know all of it.
Who's your favourite? What's your favourite one? I used to like Silent Justice.
They all called like Silent Justice, Broken Dreams, Shattered.
You showed me a.
But obviously, you get them into the bald nonce first. That's entry level nonce.
Bald Nonce is good.
I'm gonna lose my job. They laugh at that. Then you show them a bit of Shane Brannigan. You know about Shane Brannigan?
Oh, go on.
Shane Brannigan was like the most aggressive of the pedo hunters. He would really just shout and say, "You fucking biting!"
I think
He's
I know
good.
this guy.
And then they've got the new. I really can school you guys on this. Then they've got this. The one that I quite like is it's called Predator Exposure, and the guy who does it is some sort of kickboxer from Leeds, and he's got a little catchphrase. When he does the nonce, he goes, "We're Predator Exposure, and we just expose your fucking ass." And they say it every time. It's like a little catchphrase. You get used to the.
It's wordy.
Yeah.
Does he kick them?
No, but they always say like we're filming ourselves for your safety and ours, and then 2 minutes later they're like got a bit of neck.
I love it.
Stop moving and we can talk to you.
I love it because the thing with the nonce hunt videos is there's not a bit of it that isn't horrific. From the person who's a paedophile
Yeah.
to the people catching him to the people being my favourite guys. Stop being racist in the comments. Guys, no racism in the comments, please.
They
Well,
say
there was one where a lad got caught near mine at like I think in like East Dulwich Station or something, and he was proper road, didn't it? He was being proper road about it. And he was like, "What? Who are you?" Like literally comments because he was age, but like, guys, you didn't even. I was just like, I'm not even gonna look. I know what he's gonna be.
Elliot sent me like a video at 1 a.m. It's like a guy who's trying to slit his throat.
No, I didn't. I showed you it on a train back from Leeds.
I just
Oh,
remember
did you? Yeah.
someone sent me. I got a little clip that someone sent me of the catchphrase of Predator Exposure because they recorded it themselves.
But this guy was trying to slit his throat.
Last but not least, we have Predator Exposure.
You just expose your fucking ass.
Oh, it's like a real.
It's like a studio audience.
It's real symphony.
This guy's. It's like a Little Britain character. Yeah,
they're all on
gonna
it.
say it.
They went in a sound booth to record that one.
Oh, yeah. The guy who slit his throat.
Yeah, the guy was slitting his
Oh,
throat
I
because he was a
swear.
pedo,
That's
and then
wild.
he was getting beaten up.
Oh my god, it's so horrific. Yeah. This so.
I thought you were going to pull it up. Don't pull it up.
No, do you know what? We'll do it on a Patreon episode at some point.
I don't. I
I thought I'd seen everything non-sting wise, but that was a new one.
That was
But
it.
He cut his own throat and then was just promptly lamped in the side of the head.
Right.
That's suicide prevention.
You know, oh, that's what it was. But just the optics of it looked bad. It's like this guy's he's having a rough day.
yeah.
He's been done for being a nonce. He's slit his own throat. Don't punch him in the face at that point.
He's
Just
trying to get
talk
the
him
knife
down.
off him.
Right, that's what I realised.
I watched it, right? And I was like, there is not anyone in this video who isn't going to prison for a long time. Like, from the guy filming a man killing himself, from a guy that man's trying to kick that man's cut his throat. I'll stop him by throwing a sucker punch into his head and knock him unconscious.
He was really like, I'm gonna be the hero right now
But-
in this situation.
Here's what I realised was really fucked up about that video. That guy thought he was meeting a kid and brought a knife.
Yeah.
So, do you know what? Like, fuck him.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Was it like a pocket knife?
No, it was a fucking big old... It was...
Big old shetty.
It was a
Oh,
big
wow.
old... It's like he was in 6-7 or something. He was catching his ops.
Don't put this
But little
on us.
did he know he was his own op. He was his own. Trust no one, not yourself, innit? Bro, that was the wildest nonce hunt video I've ever seen.
Yeah, I always watch them kind of like.
This used to be a philosophy podcast.
I was laughing.
Oh, we can talk about the philosophy of nonce things, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, the Greeks used to do it.
Do you guys use black emojis?
Yes. No, I don't.
No.
Why they get so awkward?
I don't know, because I was thinking about it because I think I just use yellow. Some people.
Yeah, I use yellow.
Because there's a white one.
Yeah, but it feels weird to go from change it from yellow to white. It feels a little bit much, don't it?
Well, the thing is, they introduced different colours of emojis as a response to it, saying, like, why isn't there one? But the whole point was it was yellow, like The Simpsons.
Everyone was yellow. Even black people were yellow.
Yeah, it was fine.
But then because of The Simpsons, everyone associated yellow with white. So like we want our own emoji.
That is mad. The Simpsons went, here's the yellow characters, and there's a few black ones. Like, all right, then,
I remember when Smithers was black for one episode.
Yeah, he was black for season 1.
Yeah, why is that?
Season-
That was weird.
Well, he was the Rachel Dolezal of The Simpsons.
Clearly.
No, I think it's because like he's really like his manservant
Oh,
of Mr.
Christ,
Burns.
yeah,
They were like,
right.
yeah, we don't want.
Man, I never even considered.
Yeah.
I just want to make clear, when I was laughing at the man killing himself on the suicide video, I wasn't laughing at that he killed himself. I'm laughing at the horrificness of all of it.
Did he die?
I don't know. I think
Nah, he's all right.
Are you worried about the backlash of people of you laughing at a paedophile killing himself?
I just think that that sometimes I laugh at things and people are like, why are you laughing at that? And I'm like, I'm laughing out of, because the only other thing to do is go, that is fucking horrific.
Yeah.
And so I'm faced with an option. I was on acid one time and I was like, I just had this moment where I was like, all right, the world is fucking terrifying. Like, it's so scary. I find all of it very frightening. So I'm just going to find it funny that it's this
We're
fucked up.
comedians, man. That's what
That's
we
my,
do,
it's like
man.
my family's attitude. I got attacked by my stepmother the other month. She got arrested and he had to laugh at it. It was filmed on CCTV.
What?
Get a bit closer to the mic.
Tell this story before we wrap up.
What happened?
I just got a crazy family. It's a really long story, but she's a combination of mentally ill and just a bit of a cunt. And we just we had a few words, and she just took a swing at me and then missed. And then I didn't realise till the day after it was recorded. Long story short, we just have to see the funny side of it.
That's what's good about being mentally ill, man.
Well, it's fun. I'm already thinking about the material because she got arrested and it gave me a lot of perspective about any domestic abuse from the point of view of a woman, because she was released that evening. She was back. So if I was a young woman, I'd be quite frightened probably if she just came back in the house. But anyway, I don't live there. But she's got to do a course, like an anger management course, which I find funny because it's kind of like a speed awareness course about how to not hit people, presumably. And imagine the type of people in that group. That would be quite entertaining. And then, like, imagine the multiple choice questions. It's like, someone has upset you. Do you A, walk away? B, say how you feel? Or C, punch them in the fucking face?
That'd be a good sitcom. Should
What,
write that.
the family that attack each other?
That's like an anger management course.
Yeah.
I think that was a film with Adam Sandler, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been done. Never mind about it.
And Jack Nicholson as well.
Yeah, Adam Sandler made a bit of music.
Yeah.
He started as a musical comedian.
He did. I like
Famous.
his Chris Farley song.
He's a famous Jew. He made it in Hollywood.
Stop! This is the most racist fucking episode of this podcast. Like, you have literally just at any point you're saying it like imagine the show was me and two white people sat here, and then we'll bring up like Chris Tucker or something and be like, black.
That is every episode. That's every episode. What are you talking about?
But then do you see, like, it's not done with we've solved racism. Everyone does it.
White people, man.
He can say it.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot.
Just saying they can make it in
That's
Hollywood.
what Jews do. Jews always just say, "Oh, he's a Jew," you know. They always say it to each other.
I'm part Jewish.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There we go.
Egyptian.
He's not,
Egyptian.
man.
You
My granddad.
should lean into that more.
I do lean into it more. I'm
You seen
really.
his nose? Come on, man.
Oh!
That's cold. All right, you might as well light the cigars now, bro. This is the last episode.
So, Joe, you got anything to plug after that vicious anti-Semitic comment?
Yeah, I got an album out 30th September. That's good.
Dope.
Wicked.
Moose Solutions. Follow my Instagram. It's fire. I went for a North Korean dictator vibe, actually.
Okay, class. And you're. I was saying this because we.
What does that mean?
I'll show you the cover. I should have sent it, and then you could have put it on your screen. That would have been cool. Fucking.
We would have messed it up.
Yeah, we'd have fucked that up.
This is the cover.
Oh, that's cool. That's wicked.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
That looks like Riley.
Jester Jacobs on Instagram.
that's right. Yeah.
And Joe as well, like I said, like when we were talking earlier, like we only bring comics and people on this podcast that we fucking like genuinely rate and love and like. So thank
Love you
you
guys.
thank you for coming. In about 4 weeks, when we're really trying to find new people, we're probably going to end up with people that we're just going to sit here and be like, so do you eat fish and chips or something?
Don't say this on the pod. Say this
I'm
for the
doing a joke.
I know.
I'm doing a
I
bit. Sorry,
know.
there wasn't enough anti-Semitism in that joke for you to make it pod worthy. Sorry, I didn't just call someone a kike or something.
Make sure you clip that.
Yeah.
That's the clip right
Yeah.
there. The anti-Semitism at the end.
Do you want to be a collaborator on that one when I share it from the account? And
No, we need it. I need it as a cosign.
But we're doing the show at Top Secret on the 12th of September. Me and Mike doing half an hour each. Follow us on Instagram at BTech Philosophers and our own Instagrams at Elliot Steele and at Michael Odewale. Jesus fucking Christ.
How was I supposed to know you're doing a 1-2?
I'd literally pointed. So yeah, you got anything to plug?
Nothing to plug. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for having us back. Joe, it's been a pleasure having you in, man. We'll get you
Respect.
back in as well. This has been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. More racism next time.
Yeah, this has been a horrific episode for every.
Okay, when I do it, it's bad.
Well, who would have known? Who would have known that the paedophile killing themselves would be a ray of sunshine? This has been BTech Philosophers. Thank you very much.
So much. See you later, guys.